Are you ready for a radical thought? Can I just throw something at you and see what happens? All right, here it is. Becoming a pet sitter, or let me try it this way. Becoming an extraordinarily good pet sitter, because that's our goal, right? Becoming an extraordinarily good pet sitter is not that difficult. It's not really. Hear me out. The biggest obstacle most people face when they're looking to become a pet sitter is that they just simply don't know what to do. And for the very few that do know what to do, they surely don't know how to do it, right? The amazing thing is that once you understand the fundamental concepts of what's involved and how to do all that's involved, forget about becoming a pet sitter. You will be well on your way to easily becoming an extraordinarily good pet sitter. See how that all works? And here's why. Because there are no forms to fill out or any special tests to take, anybody can technically call themselves a pet sitter, right? So, anybody looking to become a pet sitter can do so. Post up some flyers, send out some emails, throw up a website. They're a pet sitter for hire. But here's the biggest problem with that. No self-respecting pet owner is going to hire a pet sitter who is doing it as a hobby, who is less than prepared, and who is not completely qualified. The pet care industry is a $43 billion industry. And the reason is simple, because over time, pets have become a respected and integral part of our family. They're not just our dogs, they're not just our cats, they're not just our pets. They are a true family member, and everyone with pets understands that concept. Here's a little something I've learned. Whenever I'm talking to a potential client, and she's a little nervous, rightfully so, I reassure her. I let her know, look, I'm a pet owner myself. I have 3 dogs. I understand that looking for the best and most appropriate pet care for your dog or cat is no different than looking for the most appropriate and suitable child care for your child. Now think about what that does for them, how satisfying that might sound to them, how relieved they'll feel when they hear that. They understand that I understand the magnitude and the responsibility of what's involved. And think about it like this. Before that potential client picks up the phone and calls you, you are nothing more than a stranger. So the trick is to figure out how to quickly and effectively build rapport and establish a relationship with that client to set them at ease. Only then will they hop on board, come along for the ride, and hire you as their lifelong pet sitter. Recently, I've been able to get my phone calls with a potential new client down to about 10 to 15 minutes, all said and done. My wife, on the other hand, she loves to spend time on the phone with them upwards of a half hour. That's fine. We all have our own styles. Whatever works. Again, build rapport, establish a relationship, and you will have no problem setting yourself apart and becoming that extraordinarily good pet sitter we all need to be. So, how do you build this rapport, establish this relationship with the potential client? Well, I've come up with 4 qualities or personality traits you'll want to master to become that superstar pet sitter. Now, some of these qualities may in fact already be second nature, which is great. Others you may need to consciously work on. Regardless, put these 4 qualities into play and you'll easily become that extraordinarily good pet sitter. Number 1, become trustworthy. If you only hone one skill, this should definitely be it. The bottom line is that if the potential client just does not trust you, they will not sign up. So, in order to fully become trustworthy, it's sort of a compilation of a variety of different qualities, right? Some of these qualities are being reliable, being honest, being genuine and sincere, being ethical, being responsible, being mature, being level-headed. I know it might sound like common sense, but at the end of the day, become trustworthy. Number 2, be friendly and social. At the end of the day, we're dealing with puppies and kittens, right? So we're not doing anybody's taxes. So luckily, this industry allows for a lightheartedness, friendly and social relationship. And I'll tell you, the potential clients are looking for that. If you can relate to them on a friendly and social level, that's half the battle. Some people are naturally social and outgoing, and that's great. Stay with that and use that. Others have to work at it a bit. Either way, whichever side you fall on, it doesn't matter. Make sure to always make eye contact, listen, and smile. Number 3, display a neat, clean, and professional appearance. Just because we're working out of our home most of the day doesn't mean we'll never have to get dressed or showered again. Remember that trust thing we touched upon earlier? Like it or not, people do make initial judgments based on our appearance. It's just a fact of life. So make sure whenever you're dealing with a client, especially on that first meet and greet, look your best, look professional. It's not to say suit and tie or corporate attire, by no means. Just look put together, clean, neat, and appropriate for your job. Number 4, demonstrate your expertise and your confidence. Every step of the way, you're going to want to make sure you do this. Like with any other service, your client wants to know and needs to know that you have the ability to perform the job at hand, plain and simple. The client also wants to be sure that you have enough experience in your field to handle any unexpected situations or emergencies that may arise. Now, there are plenty of places you'll be able to demonstrate your expertise and confidence outside of any phone conversation you have with the potential client. You'll want to make sure your website is top-notch and immediately sets your visitors at ease and raises their confidence. And you'll want to make sure any discussion you have puts them at ease. There are, of course, certain things to say and naturally certain things not to say. Knowing which are which and when to say them is key. It took me a while to put together a legitimate phone script or direction that I want to take the conversation. I had to make sure I was touching upon all the things, answering all of their questions appropriately. But once you get the hang of it, you know what works, you know what clients respond to, and you know what raises their confidence. And raising their confidence helps build that rapport and establish that relationship so they'll have no problem coming on board and going with you as their new favorite lifelong pet sitter. So, to wrap up, the 4 qualities you'll want to master: become trustworthy. Think about being reliable, honest, genuine, ethical, and level-headed. Number 2, be friendly and social. We're not dealing with their taxes, we're dealing with their pets. Number 3, display a neat, clean, and professional appearance. Really make sure you look good, you look put together, and you look like you know what you're doing. Number 4, demonstrate your expertise and confidence every step of the way and any step of the way. Consider everything about your website. Consider the business cards you hand out. Consider what your logo looks like. Consider how you answer the phone. Consider what you say on the phone. All this together, you will easily become an extraordinarily good pet sitter.